with using freedom of speech or expressing your opinion. We have a problem with Cathy, the CEO of Chick-Fil-A, donating lots of money to anti-gay hate groups. He says that he supports a biblical definition of marriage, but if you think about it in the Bible, you know, women were men's property. If your husband died, you have to marry his brother. I mean, to have marriage be defined as biblical and adhere to those standards, it's just not something we can do today.
Save a cow! Save a cow! Eat more chickens! Support Chick-fil-A!
The president of this organization was right when he said that a marriage is between a man and a woman, and he has a right to say that. Also, homosexuality is not about love. It's not about family, it's not about civil rights, it's about sex. And these folks are trying to impose an abnormal lifestyle upon America. It is okay for them to be gay if they want, as long as they do it in privacy of their own home. But when they try to impose it upon us, we have a problem with that, and that has to stop.
They have the right to protest if they want, but what they don't have the right to do is be intolerant of other people, which is what this is all about. It's about shutting people up because they simply disagree with them. Very simply, just if you take the argument that comes from the other side, that this is just between two people who love each other or people who love each other, you're going to eventually get to the point where you're going to have polyandry, polyamory, and all kinds of things. And we already see that happening up in Canada.
Homosexuals are not the only one that goes in there and buy food. You have rapists, you have murders, you have child molesters.
Leviticus 18:22. Do not practice homosexuality. Having sex with another man as with a woman is a detestable sin.
Don't come out, hey! Don't eat Chick-fil-A! Stand with our president! Equality for all!
I want to say that some of my very best friends have been and are gay, and they know we're friends. And they know I don't necessarily agree with a certain lifestyle, but we're dear, loving friends, and that's the way it ought to be.
Now, do you think that those people should be entitled to marry the person that they love and have full benefits like the heterosexual couple?
I think marriage was something instituted by God. It ought to follow His prescription, and He has always, in Old and New Testaments, described marriage as between a man and a woman, but they can have civil covenants and still have all the same privileges. And I think that's right, they can.
Jesus is coming back, and He's not coming back to die on a cross, my friends. Jesus Christ is coming back to judge the world. Obama is of the devil. Obama supports homosexuality. Obama supports abortion. Abortion. Yes, the shedding of innocent blood.
Hey, but does Chick-A-Fil make a good sandwich or not?
Wait, I'm going to eat here right after this. Come on, Christians. Support Chick-fil-A!
So as an African American who went through the civil rights struggle in the last century and is still ongoing, do you see the LGBT movement as part of the American civil rights struggle, or?
Absolutely not. As a matter of fact, I grew up on a plantation down in Alabama, and I remember Jim Crow laws, and I understand what we went through. And for the homosexual movement to associate themselves with what we went through is a disgrace to every black and white and Jewish person in America who stood up for us. What you have to realize is that the homosexuals got involved with the civil rights movement because they wanted to use black people for their own personal gain. They didn't care about black people, they were just taking advantage of them at the time, and that's what they're trying to do now, but we're not going to allow that to happen. No way, no how.
Prejudice is prejudice, whether it's against somebody's race, sexual orientation, or species. Animals have the same capacity to feel pain and fear of pain just as we do. We're more than happy to come out here and encourage people to boycott Chick-fil-A with our LGBT community.
I got out of the Marine Corps about the time that the Don't Ask, Don't Tell policy was instituted. I personally have a problem with anyone who's very flamboyant serving the military. For example, there was a picture of a guy just home from Afghanistan who, in uniform, jumped in the arms of his lover and gave him a big kiss. Well, that's conduct on becoming a Marine. I'm sure he lost his stripe over that. Sorry to say it, but you don't do that kind of strong affection in uniform. I could care less if you're straight, gay, or bi, and just so happens I have a cousin who's transgender. He's a woman now. I don't treat him any differently than I treat anyone else, unless he does something personally to me that I don't like.
Here you go. Would you like some water? Oh, no way! I'm not having my photo taken though, but I can give you some water.
All right, that's cool. Yes, but the homosexuals have a choice. They don't have to go in there and buy anything. If they don't like it, go somewhere else. That's all it takes.